Go and tell your master that we have been charged by God with a sacred quest. If he will give us food and shelter for the night, he can join us in our quest for the Holy Grail.
Well, I'll ask him, but I don't think he'll be very keen. He's already got one, you see.
What?
He said he's already got one.
Are you sure he's got one?
Oh, yes, it's very nice.
Monty Python coming up next. Welcome back to Nerd is the New Cool. My name is Justin. With me is my good friend John.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Have you found the Holy Grail yet?
No.
Let's ask our second guest, frequent guest, Mr. Andrew Lambert.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
We have a very special guest. I'm always surrounded by Lamberts, and this time it's Mrs. Lambert, Mrs. Leah Lambert.
Call me Leah, please.
Yes, you got it. Of course. That's the first time I've done that. Actually, second time.
It'll be
now.
the last time. The last Mrs. Lambert of the episode.
Yeah. So what are we talking about? We are here to talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And why? Because it came out 50 years ago. So our special guest, Leah, why did you want to be on this episode? Why do you want to talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Well, in the first place, it's my favorite movie of all time. For the longest time. Came out in 1975, and I saw it first on PBS in the late 1970s. PBS was sanitized it a bit, so there was no blood, there was no cursing, and by the time it came out on video, I was shocked that there were actually great bloody scenes. It was fabulous.
I feel like that's how we watched every movie growing up in the 90s. Every R-rated movie was edited on TBS.
Because it was,
Yep.
or like network
Yeah.
television.
Yeah.
It was like the Saturday night movie or whatever. Yeah.
Everything was
Edited for
sanitized.
language or content.
Yep.
So how'd you get these two into watching Monty Python stuff?
I don't think we had a choice.
I don't think they had a choice.
Well, and honest, I don't remember watching Monty Python with you. Like
I do.
When I had watched, I think like Holy this or Life of Brian or something, like I talked about it with you, and you were like, "Oh yeah, no, I love Monty Python, Flying Circus, all these things." And I'm like, "Who's this person that I grew up with for the last however many years?" I had no idea.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, I remember
Well,
them,
I remember you quoting Monty Python at the dinner table a lot.
All the time.
And but by then I knew that Mom was a fan, but I don't think, like, the first time I saw this, I don't think I knew that Mom liked Monty Python. I think I just saw it.
Well, I just remember, like, going to Blockbuster, old sentence, and like they'd rent like the Flying Circus.
Yeah.
And we'd watch that. So like I knew they were fans. From
Yeah,
the
I don't
very
know.
beginning. And
Maybe I was
that
just
explains
clueless.
why we're fans, because again, we didn't really have a choice. Like whatever was on the TV is what we were watching. So
It's possible that I was
That
just
was it.
clueless. It wouldn't have been odd.
You were studying.
Right.
sure.
Probably.
I have a similar relationship to this movie. I think my parents it just kind of was something that was in the household. And I don't recall the first time I ever watched Flying Circus or anything Monty Python.
I can't either.
I just knew it. I just quoted it.
like when was the first time you saw this? No idea, but I'm sure she was there.
Like, we listened to tapes. I listened to tapes I thought about this last night, with Ben Weiss, but not like audio cassette tapes of the Flying Circus. So the first time I remember anything, it was an audio version of like the Spanish Inquisition or something. Like,
Yeah, I remember watching a lot of this at the Miller's house with Gus and family. And then I've mentioned this before, but the twit race is the first thing I can remember my dad saying, "You're going to watch this, son, and it's going to be the funniest thing you've ever seen." And I only recall a couple different moments of it, but it's a bunch of twits racing, and then you've got the announcer in just the crazy British, jargon. And finally, the last part of the race is you must shoot yourself in the head, and they're all just missing and falling over each other. And I was like, "What is
Shooting
this
up in the air
nonsense? This is absolutely crazy." And I just fell in love with it. And for some reason, the song, not to be crude, but the song "Sit on My Face and Tell Me That You Love Me" by George Harrison has been in here for 35 years, maybe
Or
40
the lumberjack
years.
song.
Oh yeah.
But again,
Always
I know
on the
that
bright
song,
side of
but
life,
the
yeah.
George Harrison, that song
Yeah.
is just there.
Yeah.
And again, I just think it's something you grew up with and you don't even realize it's had such an impact on us and all of society. So let's talk about Monty Python, just the history a little bit. And we could go into an hour-long conversation about this, but I've got 5 bullet points I just want to share, and that's it.
Perfect.
Just keep it simple. Because we want to focus on this particular movie. But so the history of Monty Python is that this is a comedy troupe made up of Graham Chapman, John Cleese, Terry Gilliam, Eric Idle, Terry Jones, and Michael Palin. And they their show was aired on the BBC. It was called Monty Python's Flying Circus. There's again ton of. Does anybody have any particular skits that they are
I like the
fond
dead
of?
parrot.
Dead parrot. Okay, yeah, that's a great one. Anybody else? I already shared mine.
Ministry of Funny Walks.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, the lumberjacks, Spanish Inquisition.
The Spanish Inquisition's a good one too.
That's a really good
the
one.
The Twit Race. You already said
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
They've got some funny names that they were going to call themselves. So they were originally going to call themselves Owl Stretching Time, the Toad Elevating Moment, A Horse, a Spoon, and a Basin, and Bumwacket, Buzzle, Stubble, and Boot. And eventually stuck with Flying Circus. I think that's probably the best choice. Let's see, what else about them? They made live shows. Has anybody seen Spamalot?
No,
Yes.
not yet.
Yes,
Yeah?
naturally. Of course I have.
Yeah, definitely. I have too. It's great. Holy Grail. Besides musicals, films, obviously albums, books, and a lot of people attribute their influence on comedy is similar to the Beatles' influence on music, and I'm sure there's that British comparison there too. But just parodies and again, comedic, physical timing, and there's so many things about Monty Python that just are different than you can see so
Right.
much of Mike Myers. And
Oh, totally.
all of his films,
Yeah.
like even Wayne's World, but then definitely getting into Austin Powers is basically all of the movies and Mel Brooks and everything.
Well, you're talking about and
Was there?
like Second City, SNL.
So yeah, I was gonna ask, Mom, was there much sketch comedy like this before these guys?
I don't remember any sketch comedy.
and I can't remember the Canadian troupe. Like, what were they called?
Oh,
With John
Kids in the
Candy.
Hall.
No, I mean,
that's
like,
afterwards. Never mind.
Before them.
Yeah, I
I
don't
can't
know.
remember what that's called. Though.
I don't know.
But they were pretty early pioneers of a sketch comedy group. Wasn't Eugene Levy with them too?
I don't know why
I
I'm
know
blanking on it right now.
You're doing some quick
I don't know
research.
that
That's
one.
fine.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's Second City or SCTV.
It is still
SCTV.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, it was Second City TV. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
but
Sure.
from Canada and not from Chicago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So we're going to talk about Holy Grail. They also did Life of Brian, and they also did The Meaning of Life, which are pretty amazing classics too. So let's get into the movie itself. So according to IMDb, King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table embark on a surreal, low-budget search for the Holy Grail, encountering many very silly obstacles. That's on IMDb.
that's pretty. That's accurate.
I think it
Not
is
wrong.
accurate. Debuted July 18th, 1975. Has a runtime of 1 hour and 31 minutes. So, question that we always ask here, Leah, does it feel like an hour and 31 minutes?
It goes by really quickly because there's just gag after gag after gag. It's just nonstop until it gets to the end, and then there's this. It hits a wall. I've always hated the ending.
Oh, yeah. You stole my inner nerd thoughts. That was one of the things I'm watching. I remember yes, the last 15 minutes of this are just terrible. You can just pretty much stop. But I don't recall. I didn't recall on the rewatch how many times they're alluding to that throughout the course of the movie.
Yeah.
You've got the police, chasing them and kind of on their tail. I don't even know why it never occurred to me that was what was going on.
Well, because they're in the forest and they destroy the shrubbery and you can see they're gaining on.
They're
those
taping
sort of
off the
things.
house. They've got a murder scene,
Right.
and
Yeah.
they're anyway. So that made it a little bit more tolerable, but I still do not like the end of the movie at all. Budget £229, £229,000. It grossed roughly close to $3 million worldwide. Domestically, it has video sales that have totaled over $69 million, which is actually, I think, lower than I expected. Some awards, the European Film Awards gave it a 2001 Lifetime Achievement Award, and it also won the Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation in 1976. So
Dramatic?
I think that's that might be a sarcastic type thing.
I hope so.
Yeah, unless I researched that incorrectly, but that's what I found. BS Rankings, Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 92% tomato meter, which is the critics, and popcorn meter, which is the audience, 95%. That's awesome. IMDb 8.5. Read some of the reviews on IMDb. People are
dumb.
I was actually surprised it was rated that high.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really polarizing film, even within my own household, right? Like, I was very surprised.
Well, how is it polarizing in your household?
People either love it and they think it's amazing and hilarious, or they absolutely detest it.
Okay.
Because they don't follow it or get it, or
it's
it's not their kind of humor or whatever.
It's just not their kind of humor.
I suppose.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a religious aspect to it too. So I'm sure some of those complaints
That's
are
true
valid.
as well.
Right.
Well, yeah, you're losing all of them.
The Spielberg Award for directing. Terry Gilliam and Terry Jones both directed this. Terry Gilliam directed Brazil, 12 Monkeys, Fear and Loathing, and also The Brothers Grimm. And then Terry Jones, who passed in 2020, also directed Life of Brian and Meaning of Life. Sorry, I don't remember why I wrote this. Oh yeah.
We're just acknowledging
because of the credits.
Yeah. Something that this movie does really well is that starts comedy right at the beginning, like even in the credits.
The subtitles.
Just absolute nonsense. And it starts out with, it says, the movie is directed by 40 specially trained Ecuadorian mountain llamas, 6 Venezuelan red llamas, 142 Mexican whooping llamas, 14 North Chilean guanacos, which I guess it's also a llama, Reg Llama of Brixton, 76,000 battery llamas from Llama Fresh Farms Limited near Paraguay, and Terry Gilliam and Terry Jones. And this is the first time that Gilliam and Jones directed a feature film. Tarantino Award for Writing. They all wrote this, basically. Graham Chapman, who passed in 1989, John Cleese, who also wrote A Fish Called Wanda, Eric Idle, who also wrote Spamalot, Terry Gilliam, who also wrote Brazil, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Terry Jones, who also wrote Labyrinth, Michael Palin, who also wrote Time Bandits, and Thomas Malloy, who is uncredited, but he also was considered a writer on this. Okay, enough of me talking now. Tom Hanks, best leading role. Now we get to pick our favorites, and this is maybe going to be hard because a lot of these people play multiple roles. Graham Chapman plays King Arthur, also voices God, plays Middlehead, and the Hiccuping Guard. Some of these titles and names are just so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
John Cleese plays the Second Swallow, also known as the Savvy Guard, plays the Black Knight, Peasant, the Third Peasant, Sir Lancelot the Brave, Knight of Camelot, Taunting French Guard, and Tim the Enchanter. Eric Idle plays the Dead Collector, Sir Robin the Not Quite So Brave as Sir Lancelot, Knight of Camelot, and then a couple other ones. Oh, the Brother Maynard, Roger the Shrubber. Terry Gilliam plays Patsy the Green Knight, Knight of Camelot, and Old Man from Scene 24. This is all on IMDb, by the way. Like this is what their titles are in the credits.
And don't forget, he also plays the Gorilla Hand.
And the Gorilla Hand, good. and the animator. Terry Jones plays Dennis's mother, Sir Belvedere, Knight of Camelot, Left Head, Prince Herbert, and the voice of Cartoon Scribe. And finally, Michael Palin plays First Swallow, Savvy Guard, Dennis, Peasant Number 2, Sir Galahad the Pure, the narrator, and leader of the Knights Who Say Knee. So, Leah, you get to go first. Who is your favorite leading role?
I have a couple. So I do like Terry Jones because Bedivere. I just think Bedivere is so hilarious. He lifts that stupid visor just to see or to hear or to talk. It's just bizarro.
He lifts it for everything.
For everything. So, and it squeaks and it's hilarious. So I like him for that. And then his flawed logic with
The Witch.
With the witch. Or there were a couple others when they were walking along. And
Why the Earth is shaped like a banana?
Right.
That's a good one.
So
Also the Trojan hair.
the Trojan
The
rabbit.
Trojan rabbit. So he's just, to me, he's the best. So I like him. I also like Michael Palin because his portrayal of the Swamp King,
King of Swamp Castle.
the king of Swamp Castle. Thank you. his whole narrative of, well, first of all, he tries to kill his son, but then he wants to. So then he's describing how he's going to redo the castle and knock out these walls, and then when there's all these peasants saying, "You killed this person and this person," and so the king says, "Let's not bicker and argue about who killed who." And
I love
so
that line.
I love that line.
That was
So-
on my quote list.
So those are. So I have two. Sorry, two.
All right.
John Cleese.
Okay.
Because for the most part, the characters that he plays are my favorite characters in the movie. So that's why.
Yeah, like the Black Knight.
Black Knight, Tim the Enchanter, the Taunting French Guard,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sir Lancelot's
Yeah.
funny in his own
In
way.
his own.
Like the scene with Swamp Castle and him rescuing them in his own particular idiom.
Just stabbing everyone.
Just stabbing everybody, and he has to escape more dramatically.
Yeah, jumps on the chandelier and swings it. Yeah.
So yeah, John Cleese,
Everybody's favorite knight in shining armor.
sure, except for that version.
Andrew, what about you?
I'm also going with John Cleese just because he's got probably the most of the quotable lines that I can recall. So Tim's whole thing, the Black Knight, like all of it. Yeah.
I think Eric Idle the most out of all of these actors. I don't know why, just his brand of comedy, his like almost like deer in headlights look that he's doing as he's playing the not so brave as Sir Lancelot knight. But I actually believe that Graham Chapman does the best in this movie, and I'll tell you why. Because he has to play it so straight
He does have to play it straight.
that without that straight man, I don't think I think it becomes too crazy and wild, and you're not taking any of it seriously. But you need him to be like, he is the valiant, brave leader with his ragtag bunch of morons just behind him.
And not even acknowledging how ridiculous they are. That's just
Yeah.
normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the only party time he even like somewhat gets close to being like, wait, are these people ridiculous? Is when they're talking about like the Trojan horse, and he's like, so what happens next? You, me, and Sir Lancelot, we jump out in the middle of the night. What if we built a giant badger? And then anyway, so that's the only part. So I think Graham Chapman, but I mean, it's hard to argue against any of these. But this does really set the tone though for actors playing multiple characters in film, right? I don't know if we did that for the peak, but like this is I don't know if the start of it, but it almost like lends itself a lot to William Shakespeare and like old school like theater acting, where they're just going to play different roles and they've got the troupe and they're going to play whoever's not on them.
That scene's going to end. They're going to go backstage. They're going to change clothes. They're going to come out as some other character
Somebody
and then
entirely
just keep
different.
doing it. Yep.
It's got that vibe, right?
Yeah.
Or if
Theater
they're not
vibe to
on
it.
camera here, they're going to be on camera here, and so they're acting like.
Or you're going to
against
hear
each
their
other.
voice like over the PA because they're
Yeah.
voicing God or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done. Other four Jacksons, secondary characters. So we've got Connie Booth plays the witch, Carol Cleveland plays Zoot and Dingo, and Neil Innes plays the first monk, the singing minstrel, and also Paige crushed by the rabbit, as well as peasant number 4. He passed away in 2019, and he was also the composer, funny enough. So, Andrew.
Carol Cleveland. Like, she's hilarious. And the whole, like, break the fourth wall. Like, we weren't sure if the scene was going to work. Get on with it. Get on with it. Love that.
All right. Leah?
I also agree. I do like Zoot and Dingo. They're just they're there. They are the well. We'll talk about this later, but they're the only two in that whole Castle Anthrax scene that I can live with.
John?
I will agree as well. I do like the witch scene,
Me too.
but she doesn't really do anything.
She doesn't do anything, but she is just, you can tell she's playing it. I have her as my favorite only because she does so little that it works. That she's just there and she's just like
This is a false one.
shaking her head and rolling her eyes like, fucking idiot, man. You guys are so stupid.
You're like, oh, well, this is.
But I'm going to
exact-
die because you are a complete
Yeah,
moron.
this is going exactly as I thought it was going to go, even though, yeah.
Backup singers. Sandy Johnson plays a knight of Knee, also villager at witch burning, and the musician at the wedding. John Young plays Dead Body, and Rita Davies plays the historian's wife. This one's kind of hard because these are super, super obscure. John, you want to go first?
I'm going to go John Young
How come?
because I like the dead body scene. I feel happy.
He'll be dead in a moment.
You'll be so
He'll come back later.
And he's a historian, and like the kind of lends to the questionable ending of the historian getting murdered.
Yeah,
and trying to make it serious, like trying to make the quest like, oh
yeah. It's just absolute.
And then, yeah,
I'm gonna say the word absurd a lot. Silly and absurd.
It is absurd. Yes.
Andrew?
Same, and for the same reasons. I love that. I'm not dead yet. I'm getting better. Scene. That's just, I love it.
and that's like the first 5 minutes.
It is, and it's
amazing.
the thing is like that theme. It sets the tone for the whole, for like anybody who's grievously injured or whatever. Like, I'm not dead yet. Black Knight, right? Like just go on and on throughout the whole film. So yeah, no, I love it.
It sets the tone for the movie for sure. Leah, do you have a?
No, I don't have any. I agree, and I'm not dead yet is something that I have said through my whole life. That every time something stupid happens, well, I'm not dead yet.
I'll forfeit, I guess, and agree as well. We'll have to disagree here at some point. John Williams category for music. So I already mentioned Neil Innes. He was supposed to write the film's soundtrack in its entirety, but after the team watched the movie with the soundtrack, they decided to go with what's called canned music, so music borrowed from existing stock recordings. So a few other things they added on there. They added, let's see, these are all licensed from the DeWolf Music Library. I'm sure none of us have heard of that before, but Wide Horizon, which was composed by Pierre Harvey, so that's used during the opening titles. Ice Flow 9, a lot of these are Pierre Harvey's. Countrywide, Homeward Bound, Cross Swords, The Flying Messenger, The Promised Land, Starlit in the Starlight, Love Theme, and Revolt. So kind of a mixture of, like I said, canned music and also with Neil Innes stuff. One problem why they decided this was the case was that apparently his music was considered too appropriate. So according to Python scholar Darrell Nelson, it undercut the Python's attempt at undercutting the medieval world they were trying to depict. So I guess
now I want to
like
hear
it was too.
He did too good of a job. It sounded too medieval.
It sounded too appropriate for the time.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I could buy that.
Yeah, that's fascinating, right?
Or too appropriate in the fact that it was so silly. I don't know.
No, I feel like that would have worked better. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Because then you're undercutting their silliness by the silliness of the background music.
Right.
It's all sound like a circus or whatever. I don't know. You go either way.
Yeah.
Either way, I want to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get into the scenes to nerd out on. I'm going to go through. I've got 17 scenes. I'm not sure if you've got more than that.
Every single
Pretty
vignette.
much is every scene, but it starts off with the swallow argument at the very beginning of the film. Bring out, and I guess I should mention the credits too, right? And
you have to mention the opening credits and this with the subtitles.
Yeah,
I was
going to say the subtitles, and then what does it say? They've been sacked, and so they
The
had
sacking of the and then the sacking of the sackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And then due to budget, they changed formats.
Yeah, they switched it up. Bring out your dead. I have the government argument.
Oh my God.
Then I have the
mud farmers.
Yeah, the mud farmers. It just breaks into this political argument.
Filth, whatever.
I got the Black Knight as the next scene. Who I just love the Black Knight. And then I just put witches with exclamation point. Then I put down the Camelot song that ends in "'Tis a silly place. Perhaps we not go to Camelot. 'Tis a silly place." Then they're given the quest from God. And I do like the animation that they just kind of pop in here randomly, if you want to call it animation.
I mean, it's animation.
It is animation, but it's very
cheap,
rudimentary. Cheap, sure. Let's see.
But it's also typical. That's the kind of animation
that
they
used,
did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Across films, across sketches, all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you saw that in a movie or a TV show, you'd know it was Monty Python.
Yeah.
They got a pretty clear brand. Let's see. The French Castle is the next scene. So they are trying to convince them to go on the quest with them, but they already got one. Brave Sir Robin is just the next scene I put. So the arrival of, or I should say the following of Brave Sir Robin and the song that it goes along with him. He's Brave Sir Robin, Brave Sir Robin.
He bravely ran away.
Bravely.
He did run away.
Oh, I see. Sir Galahad at Castle with the ladies and the Temptation is my next scene that I put down. I don't know how.
Castle
Castle
Anthrax.
Is
Anthrax.
that what it's called? Anthrax?
Yeah.
Castle Anthrax.
We need a spanking. And me. Knights who say knee. The introduction of them. Then I've got Sir Lancelot storms the castle. And you could do the whole part of that part. Like they're in the castle with the son and the dad. And then you've got the...
I broke that up.
Okay.
Did
so
you
you've
break
got-
it down?
I had Swamp Castle and then Lancelot Rescue.
Okay.
Okay.
So like the back and forth, like, where are you going? I'm going with you. No, you stay here.
Oh, go get a glass of water. Yeah, all that.
And then the running, the same scene, like 8. I think I counted it 8 times in a row. Back to the Knights Who Say Knee with a larger shrubbery this time. Sir Lancelot. Oh no! So now I have actually Sir Lancelot storms the castle. Okay, all right. So never mind. Bringing the shrubbery, meeting the enchanters. The next scene I had. The bunny rabbit and the holy hand grenade. Crossing the bridge of death. And then finally, which I thought those were the same scenes. I guess they kind of are, but in my head, I have them like the same thing. But I didn't realize the Bridge of Death is different than the bunny rabbit.
Yeah, the Bridge of Death comes after the bunny.
Comes after the
yeah.
bunny rabbit.
After they get through the
When
cave.
I was watching,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
And then finally, the final charge and arrest, which is like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. I had the cave because they fight the bunny, then they go into the cave and they see Joseph, and they have that. Well, he wouldn't just carve. He died while carving it. Perhaps he was dictating. So I had that one. I had scene 24 just because they reference it a couple different times with the old man.
Yeah.
And then the murder of the historian. Very small, but like.
That also kicks off how the film ends.
Exactly. And then that was it. Those are the only ones I had. I had different names. Like I just had Roger the Shrubber.
Well, I'll go first since you guys have been going first on a lot of other ones. It's kind of between a couple different scenes. I mean, I think that the most iconic one is certainly the French castle. And that's the one that I most likely quote the most. But I remember having
The taunting.
The taunting.
Yeah.
The whole taunting.
Yeah.
I do remember having the what's it called? The Knights Who Say Knee. I remember having that as like a video on my old Apple IIgs. Just that's how old that was. Like, we are no longer the Knights Who Say Knee. We are the Knights Who say icky 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 shebang zoom boing. Wow. And there was one other one that I also had a video on. Oh, the Black Knight. The I see running away, huh? Yeah. You yellow bastard. I've won. But I'm gonna go with I gotta go with the French castle. I hate to just be cliche and pick that one, but man, so funny. You want to go next, Andrew?
I will, but only because the enchanter Tim scene. And mainly because I remember you quoting that entire scene solo at the dinner table multiple nights while we were growing up. And Mom just
Hadn't seen the movie.
giggling her face off
5
while
years,
while
I can
you
still
did
do
it. It was hilarious. So that one, just because it has a personal family connection with me. But I mean, it's hard to go wrong. Any of the scenes
They're all pretty good.
I'd say too, it switches. Like I laughed harder at certain. I laughed harder at the Sir Lancelot storming the castle this time than I remember doing that in the past.
Yeah.
And then also the part where the son is about, I just want to sing. Like every time he's like, I was
No
like
singing.
dying. I was like, this is so funny.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
So some of the scenes like that, I didn't laugh as hard at the Black Knight or at the
No.
Knights Who Say Knee this time.
Yep.
Probably because I've quoted it so many times in my life. I don't need to watch it. I can just do it up here. It's more fun to do it with friends, I guess, is to do those scenes.
Right.
But
But you need a back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
But when
yeah.
when Lancelot just starts stabbing anyone that comes around him, and he's just slashing down women and
children, everything.
and they calm him down, and then he gets riled up again, and the music starts up, and he starts stabbing people again.
There he is. So bloody hell.
That just absolutely got me.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right, John, what's your favorite?
I mean, it's Tim for all the reasons that that Andrew already said. But there are so many good ones. To your point, like the mud farmers. I laughed at that,
That one.
harder this time around than I have.
Yeah,
than I,
just
than
get
I
it
did
better.
at some of the other ones, just
Yeah.
because it's so like, it's so again like they're trying to play it straight. So we'll get into that in the quote section for sure. But yeah, it's Tim the Enchanter with like the initial meeting, but like I could say that whole sequence of like him and then going to the cave and seeing the rabbit and all of that back and forth with them talking about the rabbit.
I did laugh harder this time at the part
and
where
and that goes into the holy hand grenade and all that stuff.
I was gonna say, and then the bridge, and I laughed harder at the bridge when he says, "What is your favorite color? Blue? No, yellow." And like he dies because he lied about his color. Like that's
because he changed his mind.
it's so stupid.
I'm wearing a holy hand grenade T-shirt after all.
You are. That's pretty great. Leah, what do you got?
Well, I just like the mud farmers. They're the best. I like the fact that the peasant, the mud farmer, is clearly more intelligent than the king because he can't hold his own in a simple little debate. It's just hilarious. There's something about that whole thing is hilarious. And the zingers just keep coming toward Arthur, and he just gets baffled and confused and moves on.
Yeah, definitely. It is interesting as you get older, you start appreciating different, smarter comedy than just like the
slap.
just the I'm
ridiculousness.
chopping your arm off and now
Right.
your other
Right.
arm's
No,
going.
no,
and,
I'll have your
and
leg.
all, and that is funny, but it's obviously a little bit more just physical humor. Heath Ledger Award for scene stealing. I only have one name I wrote down. You could argue any of the main characters have steal scenes
You
here.
could.
So why don't you go first, John?
I'm going to say John Cleese. It's just because he has all the characters that I like.
That's what I put down. I put down John Cleese. I'll just say it.
That's funny.
Well, the characters that I like the most. Again,
Yeah.
you can argue like a good one with Mud Farmer. Like, yep,
Yeah,
stole that scene.
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But
When I like Eric Idle a lot. I already mentioned this before, but I actually think his minstrel is stealing the scenes when he's, Brave Sir Robin.
Yeah.
And just the song he's singing in the background. I'm just watching the minstrel the whole time. I'm paying attention to Eric Idle. Though.
Yeah.
Leah, what's your favorite scene? Or I'm sorry, who's your scene stealer?
I still think it's Terry Jones
Yeah?
and Bedivere. I just like Bedivere. I can't help it.
that's a good one.
He's got a lot of subtle comedy. He doesn't have the one-liner zingers.
No,
He's just in the background doing things.
right, stupid things.
Yeah.
but doing things.
But doing things, yeah.
So
But-
I'm gonna a controversial pick, but specifically Bedivere's faceplate.
Okay.
Just that.
Just
The
that. I think
faceplate.
it's hilarious.
Why is
And
that
I love-
controversial?
Well, because it's not a
Because
character.
it's not a
right?
character.
It's like
the
I think
piece-
in
it's his
Twins
piece
I
of
picked
armor.
I picked the chain
I
or
see.
something. So
That's
like
We need a new category that's like best use of props.
like best prop.
Best prop.
Yeah. But that just like lifts it up to see because the friggin' grates are like right in front of his eyes. It's just
Lifts it up to speak because apparently like
I can't speak with it in front of your
sound
face.
doesn't travel over it.
Right,
I don't know.
right. But like I just every single scene where he just lifts it up to like see something or say something or whatever, it's awesome.
I'm adding that in for the next time we do this, by the way.
Best prop.
Best prop. I got to think of
New
something.
category.
Yeah. The gigantic twins.
Best use of a prop.
The gigantic chain award goes
Yeah.
to, I don't know, we'll think of
Something
something
like
like
that.
Okay. Dante's peak. What's the peak for opening credits? Comedy and opening credits. I have 2 nominees, and I'm open to hear other ones, of course. This obviously is up there, but I didn't remember it. I didn't remember that being a thing until I was rewatching. I was like, oh, that's right. They really get right into the in the credits. Austin Powers, I have,
Yep.
as far as just what they're doing with the opening credits there, and then Borat too.
I still think it's this.
It probably is this. Anybody have any other nominees?
No, I
No,
think this is
not
it.
me.
I mean, like visit Sweden, go see a moose, everybody gets sacked. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a whole story.
sister
Just
was bit
it's a
by
whole
a
story,
moose.
but yeah, my sister was bit by a moose. It's a whole story just in the
In the
credits, having
subtitles.
nothing to do with the film itself.
I'm gonna throw another nominee, but only because I just thought of it and I wasn't even considering this. I was trying to think about comedy. I was trying to think about, things they're doing on the screen with text and with like voiceovers, whatever, which is what Borat and Austin Powers do as well as this. But also, I'm gonna say The Watchmen. I think might actually be the best opening credit
yep.
scene. But that tells like a whole. It's
You
like
might
a
have to
whole.
That
refresh
tells
my
me- that
memory
tells
on
me.
They're
that.
playing the Bob Dylan song
They're playing.
God, it's been so long.
Times
since
they
I've
are
seen
changing.
that.
Times they are changing. They're basically going through the history of the Watchmen, like when they first started, and like the old guard,
Yeah.
and like.
Or I got another one I just thought of. What about Up?
So Up is one of the best opening scenes I think ever. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, I
would,
mean,
but like I think to me this is different, right? Because this is straight credits.
Yeah,
There's nothing else happening.
There's no images
it's
in the
just,
background or like, hey, here's
yeah,
the,
it's just actors and
here's them
llamas and
sharpening their swords and
subtitles
getting
and
ready
all
for
of the
the
things,
journey,
right?
or-
It's
yeah.
not, and I think the difference with Up is like it's the setup for the rest of the film, right? Probably, Watchmen is similar. It's a setup for the rest of the film, whereas this is just straight words on a screen
and nothing else. And hilarity ensues.
Right.
yeah, and I guess that's kind of what Borat and Austin Powers are doing too. Like they're telling a little bit of what this character is doing while they're rolling credits, and then get into the storyline. So
So it's almost like in a class of its own.
it kind of is, right?
Nobody ever really.
I can't think of any other.
When opening
movies.
credits don't even they're not the same now
No.
as they used to have. The whole cast and crew and everybody was in the opening credits, and then almost nothing was in the end. And now it's totally flipped.
Yeah. And even if names are like shown on screen during the opening of the movie,
Yeah,
like,
it's
the movie
usually
has started already.
and it's
it's
your
often the
headliner actors
Right.
and actresses and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
and you're probably director and producer, and that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could maybe say
Well, there's another one, Gone in 60 Seconds has a good montage at the beginning too. But again, that's a montage. Well, that's pictures.
does the sprawl count for Star Wars?
I knew you were going to say that.
Because if
No.
it does, that wins.
I mean, clearly.
Okay, all right.
I just think it's in a class on its own.
I just think it's a fun conversation because there are
Yeah.
some creatives that have taken that spin of like how do we start the movie in a unique way that's gonna in this instance just get you laughing right off the bat. So okay, I'm fine with this movie winning. What about Holy Grail on screen? So I've got 4 nominees. This is in 75. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is in 89.
Yeah.
Fisher King is in 91,
Also a
which
good
I had
one.
forgotten is about the Grail.
So good.
And then the Da Vinci Code is
Yeah.
in 2006. That's all I've got as far as nominees. So what do you think is Andrew, what do you think's the peak for Holy Grail on screen?
Man, it's really hard for me not to say The Last Crusade. That's just
That's the right answer.
such. I love the movie,
As
the
far as I'm
setup,
concerned,
all
that's
the
right
things.
answer. It's Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I mean that's such and it's a great film, arguably the best Indiana Jones. I think I have to say that. Although The Fisher King, if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic.
Well, I think it's a Mount Rushmore, right? I think it's this movie, Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones would be Washington. I'm sorry, this would be Washington. And then let's say that Indiana Jones is Lincoln.
Okay.
I'm just trying to do an analogy of Mount Rushmore. Da Vinci Code's got to be on there.
Is that
That's
Teddy?
Teddy. That's
Probably
Roosevelt.
That's, that's the last one. It's got to be the last one.
Oh, come on. I like Da Vinci Code. I
do too.
I picked that one.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I like Tom. I don't know.
Oh, Tom Hanks is awesome.
Tom Hanks is
National
so,
treasure.
so
And let us not
good
forget
in this
how.
movie.
I mean, besides on screen, how big that book was. I mean, Dan Brown and that just
That was a
launched a
massive
career,
book.
obviously, but
Huge.
one of the
And it was-
best-selling books of the 21st century, without a doubt. Maybe the best.
And a different take on the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
And kicked off like conspiracy theories that didn't even exist until the book was written.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was tremendously influential. It was a good film.
Yeah.
I can't poop on the Da Vinci Code.
Oh no, you can't.
I can't, but I will because my mom picked it. But I will still choose the Indiana
I
Jones
will
and Last
still choose
Crusade.
Indiana Jones.
I really thought I could do a real quick search of the highest-grossing books. Oh, it's all the Harry Potter books. Yeah. Oh, and then Da Vinci Code,
Oh,
and
there
then
you go.
Twilight,
That's-
and then Hunger Games.
That tracks.
Those
That sounds
those
about
4
right.
series.
That
Okay.
sounds about right. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Monty Python. Is this the peak for Monty Python? So the show itself, Flying Circus, ran from 69 to 74. So only 5 years. And now for something completely different. Came out in 71. This was in 75. The Life of Brian is in 79. And The Meaning of Life is in 83. So, Leah, you want to go first in this one?
I just think the Holy Grail is it. I don't. The others are fine, but this is my favorite movie of all time. So what else am I going to say? It has to be the Holy Grail.
Well, I think for me, when someone says I'm going to watch Monty Python, I'm assuming you're talking about the Holy Grail. That's like I know that there's
That's true.
I know that you can
That's
finish
true.
that sentence.
That's true.
But like I'm kicking on Monty Python. I'm like, oh, I love Holy Grail. That would be my immediate thought.
Yeah.
Not are you watching Flying Circus or are you watching The Life of Brian?
Kicking on Monty Python. Oh, I love the Holy Grail. No, meaning of life. Oh, okay.
Interesting
Interesting
choice.
choice.
Have you seen Holy Grail?
Right.
John, do you have a different opinion, or are you pretty much?
No.
Is it this?
It's this. Just because this is my of what they did, this is my favorite. That's not knocking the other ones.
I love Life of Brian and
Life
Meaning
of
of Life.
Brian's hilarious. Meaning of Life is
Spamalot.
hilarious.
It's great.
The Flying Circus has tremendous episodes, but this is my favorite.
If anything, it's sad that Holy Grail has taken over all the other Monty Python stuff so much to where I don't think a lot of people delve into their library as much as
the
maybe
deeper
they should.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flying Circus, the show is absolutely amazing.
It's funny.
I mean,
yeah.
talk about a skit variety show that is just, it still holds up. I literally finished watching this. I was watching this in bed a couple weeks ago, and I finished it on Prime, and it came up, do you want to watch Flying Circus? I'm like, yes, I do. And I just clicked it on and started watching it. And I'm like, yeah, this still holds up, man. It's ridiculous. And we need more like top bolo hats in comedy. Like you just don't see those anymore. Oh my God. But I digress. All right. Who the Raven Award. So let's just kind of go around the room and do quotes. And I will start. And I already kind of did a bridge keeper with the blue. What is your favorite color? Blue, no. But I'll do the one right before that. Because another part of the comedy that is just so overlooked is that the first guy, what's your favorite color? And they says that to
It's Lancelot.
Lancelot.
But he says it to
Yeah.
Arthur first.
Yeah.
And he goes, green. Okay. Just lets him right through.
Oh, yeah, Lancelot.
And
yeah.
it
yeah,
upsets
yeah.
Sir
Yeah.
Robin. He's so
Yeah.
confident.
That's easy.
What is the capital of Assyria? Oh, I don't know that. Oh! And then the bridge keeper is just staring at the next guy like, and they're all like, oh shit. Okay, that got me. All right, you want to go next, John?
Yeah. Listen, strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate of the masses, not some farcical aquatic ceremony. I can keep going.
Please do.
Nah, I won't go.
Okay, all right.
I'll come back to it.
All right. Leah?
So he already took mine because the mud farmers are my best guys. Except that, help, I'm being repressed is just the best line. And
See the violence
and-
inheritance system.
Come see the violence inherent in the system. Also timely. What makes you think she's a witch? She turned me into a newt. I got better. Burn her anyway.
I'm gonna keep with the bridge keeper because there's still one more. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? What do you mean, African or European swallow? Well, I don't know. I don't know. How do you know so much about swallows? Well, you have to know these things when you're a king, you know.
All right, I'm sticking with the mud farmers again. Oh, but you can't expect to wield supreme executive power just because some watery tart threw a sword at you.
That's the one.
Okay. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Now go away, I shall taunt
Don't you a second time. Guards, make sure the prince doesn't leave this room until I come and get him. Not to leave this room, even if you come and get him. No, until I come to get him. Until you come and get him, we're not to enter the room. No. Use and on and on and on.
I'm going with you. No. Let's see. One more from the French soldier, which is right before that. He says in the same sentence, I fought in your general direction.
Well, there's a lot from that.
I know. And
There's
I,
a lot from that entire.
So
but
bit.
I've
So
said that
good.
to many people before, so.
If she weighed as much as a duck, she's made of wood, and therefore
A witch! Burn her!
Come no further, for death awaits with big, sharp, pointy teeth.
See behind the bunny rabbit.
It is the rabbit.
We were in the nick of time. You were in great peril. I don't think I was. Yes, you were. You were in terrible peril. Look, let me go back in there and face the peril. No, it's too perilous.
Can I have a little bit of peril?
No, it's unhealthy. I'll bet you're gay. I'm not.
I feel like every quote you guys keep saying, I'm like, I've got the one right that literally stops
Yeah,
right
totally.
before
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add on to that the witch one, which is what he says, what floats in water? Bread? Apples? Very small rocks?
Great gravy.
Cider?
Gravy.
Gravy? Cherries? Mud? Churches? And then it gets to lead?
A duck.
A duck.
We can more of the French soldier, just because I can't.
Oh my god.
I can't do. Actually, this is probably This might be my favorite part of the whole thing, even though it's not. It may or may not be everybody else's favorite. Can we come up and have a look? Of course not. You're English types. Well, what are you then? I'm French. Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you city king? What are you doing in England? Mind your own business.
So I'll stay with the French taunters. You don't frighten us with your silly knees bent, running around and dancing behavior.
You silly English niggas. I don't know. There's so many. I mean, we haven't even touched on the Black Knight. Right? Just a flesh wound.
No, it's not. Your arm's off. No, it isn't.
What is it?
What are you going to do? Bleed on me?
I wrote that one down.
All right, we'll call it a draw. Brave Sir Robin ran away.
No, I didn't.
Bravely ran away.
I would never.
When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled.
So good. More French soldier. I wave my private parts at your aunties, you cheesy lot of second-hand electric donkey bottom biters. I don't even know what that means.
No.
I think I'm out. You said all mine.
Sorry.
So, stolen my thunder.
Oh, let's see if I can grab another one here.
I can keep going.
You must cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring.
We are no longer the knights who say ni. We are now the knights who say icky 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 zubang zumboing wow.
Me.
And you must get us another shrubbery, but slightly smaller than the first shrubbery that we can put next to it.
And make a path.
It's a two-layer effect.
Right. Exactly.
I'm out now too.
You got that
I could
herring
keep going,
one.
but
In the frozen land of Nador, they were forced to eat Robin's minstrels, and there was much rejoicing.
yay.
That much rejoicing lives in my head.
Yes.
Ongoing, and something
And there was much
interesting will
rejoice.
happen at work. And there was much rejoicing.
And if someone's around you,
Yay.
someone will go, yay.
Hopefully.
All right, any other ones?
I mean, I could do like the whole holy hand grenade speech is a good one.
You know what's funny is that when I think of the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch, I also think of what's that new movie with Ready Player One with
Yes.
Steven Spielberg?
yeah.
It was a
Yep.
book, obviously,
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
But then he buys the
Holy
Hand Grenade of
Yeah,
Antioch, and I
yeah.
just thought that was so funny and clever, and like a great throwback to obviously in classic movies.
And the whole cave, where it's like, it is the rabbit. You silly I sold my armor. I was so scared. And then they charge him. He comes back. I did it again. We can't risk a frontal assault. That rabbit's dynamite. Sir, what? No, go and change your armor. That's the most foul, cruel, and bad-tempered rodent you'd ever set your eyes on.
that rabbit's got a vicious
Think
streak
a
a
mile
mile
wide.
wide. It's a killer.
Look at the bones. Oh, go on, boss. Chop its head off.
You can leap about. Look at the yeah.
You know, one thing I didn't realize in the swamp castle scene where he says, we live in a bloody swamp. We need all the land we can get, but I don't like her. You don't like her? What's wrong with her? She's beautiful. She's rich, and she's got huge tracts of land. That's also in The Naked Gun. That huge tracts of land
Oh, really?
is in the original Naked Gun. Not the new one. OG.
Where?
In the original Naked Gun, there's like there is a line where he says she's got huge tracts of land.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's got to be Leslie Nielsen saying that, right?
I think so. Yeah.
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 Okay. You're canceled. I have nothing to get rid of in this movie. It's a classic. It's whenever it's a period. I call it a period piece. I guess it is. It takes place in medieval times. For me, I don't know what you get rid of it, unless we're talking as far as like personal preference, and that's the ending. I don't like the ending.
Yeah. I mean, it's offensive by design, like South Park. So like, there's nothing really to cancel in the film per se that I can think of. I mean, I would if we're done today, I'd probably cast it differently. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I can't. There's nothing like so over the top.
Even religious zealots have to realize this is totally like not a real thing. Like, you know, like I don't know how anyone who's Christian could watch this and be like, I can't believe they're for, you know, whatever about the Holy Grail, blasphemous about Christianity. It's obviously the ridiculousness of the Knights Templar. And everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it depends on which Christian camp you go to. So we watched Life of Brian at youth retreat with Holy Cross when I was like 16. So clearly that was okay. Like, yeah.
I always laughed when I went and saw Book of Mormon. There were a group of, I believe, Mormons in front of us, and they were laughing louder than anyone else in the entire theater, which was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
We're in good company here. All right. Go ahead.
Mom.
Okay, I'm up. So.
She has thoughts.
Oh, good. Sorry.
I have thoughts.
Yes.
The whole Castle Anthrax scene needs to be rewritten. So I'm speaking from a very feminist point of view, and I understand that. Have no problem with Dingo and Zoot, but the fact that there is a castle full of underage girls has always rankled me.
They even say it.
They even say it. They're
between 16 and 19 and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that rankles me. But then the doctor scene, those girls seem younger than 16, and I think it's beyond creepy. It's just cringy. I hate Castle Anthrax. So I would just rewrite it, make Leslie Jones or somebody Zoot, and move on from there.
What's funny is that scene, I didn't even remember about that. I didn't remember that scene existed. Like, I had forgotten about
really?
it. And when I don't know why, there's certain scenes that are like ingrained in my brain. And I was like, and as soon as it started, I was like, oh yeah, that's a scene that happens. But it wasn't like lasting for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, good call. Right. Another Spider-Man, again. Who are we recasting this with? So I have 4.
I had a really hard time with
There's
this.
a lot of
I did, and then I had a breakthrough.
I same.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know,
Yeah.
we'll see.
So I only had actually 3 people that I was going to recast, but we have other people we can recast.
I added
if we
some.
want. Good.
You
that
did?
sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I added
Awesome.
some to the doc.
Well, let's
Nice.
start with King Arthur. And so King Arthur, Graham Chapman was 34 at the time. I'll start with my nominees. I think, actually, I'm just going to say the one I like the most. And I think Chris Hemsworth would be amazing in this role.
Oh, I like.
And
Actually,
I don't
actually,
care what anybody
really,
says. I think
actually,
he'd
really
be-
like that.
He could play it so straight and serious the entire time, and everyone else is doing these silly jokes around him, and he's just acting like he's a normal person. I think he'd be really good at it.
I really like that, and I had a couple sort of along those same lines.
Yeah.
So I had Dwayne Johnson, but playing it straight. I had Henry Cavill.
Okay.
Cavill also,
That'd be good.
right?
Give me Superman.
But like play it straight, but also a little bit self-aware, a little bit like I think he could totally do it. And then on the sillier side, I had Jimmy Fallon, and then I also had Jason Sudeikis, like a Ted Lasso flavored King Arthur. I think it'd be fun.
I think we saved Jason Sudeikis and Jimmy Fallon for another couple roles.
Oh, maybe.
Anybody else have any nominees for King Arthur?
Well,
No.
see, I tried to do these all together,
Okay.
I tried to
I did a little bit of that.
I did a little bit of that, so
Yeah.
I picked 5 people. I have Bill Hader as Arthur.
Yeah.
Okay. I did ignore. I will say I ignored age altogether.
So did I.
Yeah,
I
that's
tried
fair.
to do age, and then I'm like,
Nah, it's too
nope,
hard.
This
It's too
isn't
hard.
going to work.
Yeah.
I like Bill Hader. I like Bill Hader though better as like the Frenchman that's yelling at everybody.
So on that, I thought you could actually cast. You could do a whole like ensemble if you wanted. Like Mark Hamill as the Frenchman would be hilarious.
Oh yeah. Just bring back.
So instead of like them playing multiple roles, like actually
you
cast,
have like
So you're
little
pu-
cameos.
you're
in.
pulling this
I think
guy,
that
this
like
one, this
that'd be
guy,
super
like Blues
fun.
Brother-esque.
Yeah.
Like you just got all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
popular artists.
Yeah, you
actors,
just give them like
actresses,
5
whatever.
minute of screen
Be
time.
like, you guys are
No,
going
like
to
you
not
get
even that
this.
much. Like
You will be
you
the
get
knight
one
in
totally
scene.
whatever. You get this exactly.
Yeah, you 3 will be the 3-headed knight, and that's it. You
Right.
will be the leader
Right.
of the Knights of Neat, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't put that much thought into this.
No, I didn't either. But I thought this morning I was getting ready and I thought, that would be super cool to do like that sort of, tiny cameo per tiny part. That'd be really
And
fun.
I think I think that's an interesting conversation because if we're recasting Graham Chapman, he's got to play all the roles versus he's just playing King Arthur. I think if he's just playing King Arthur, I like him. I like Henry Cavill a lot. I think that if he's also got to play the voice of God, I like Chris Hemsworth personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so I was casting
Got the
them
voice
as
for
he
it.
does have a good voice.
and I kind of had a method to the madness of like I started down one path and then I veered down another
Yeah.
to cast the group.
Yeah.
so
I
to
did
speak.
some of that. Like I tried to think of like folks who had done either ensemble or skit work together.
and worked together.
Yeah.
And
So I did some of
That's
that.
kind of where I went. So again, like I cast everybody all together.
The other thing I thought about, by the way, is that along with those lines, I thought, what if we recasted it as the comedians are always friends and do the same stuff together. So I thought,
No, that's what I did.
Yeah.
right. So, but I took another group. I thought about like the Jonah Hill group.
Oh, I did some of that too.
And
I
Danny
did.
McBride and Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
So
Yeah,
I
I
said, I think Seth Rogen is Arthur, Danny McBride is Lancelot, and then maybe like Michael Cera is Sir Robin.
I had
Something
that.
like that.
I had Michael Cera. Yeah, I totally did. Yeah.
So did I. So did I.
Yeah. So
Really?
Yeah.
So I stole from Mom because we talked about it, and because she had, I can't remember, who did you have Mulaney for?
I did think Mulaney could pull off Arthur, but I believe Chris Hemsworth
But I
is a
liked
much better
Mulaney.
choice.
So I had Mulaney as Robin, and then I was like, well, who does he work with? Nick Kroll. So then I had Nick
Oh, there
Kroll
you
as
go.
Galahad.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, who do they work with? And then I went to the League, and I had Jason Mantzoukas as
Mantzoukas.
Lancelot.
Oh, he'd be awesome as Lancelot.
Because he'd be Lancelot, but then he'd also be Tim the Enchanter. He'd also be the French, like the taunting French. And then I had Paul Scheer as Patsy.
Okay. Oh yeah. I do like.
So I
Fox
just
Hero.
kind of veered into like into a different direction where I started with one person, but I used the same logic that you did as far as like who have they worked with, and I immediately like Mulaney a lot. Even though I haven't seen it, I thought of Sack Lunch Bunch, and I'm like, well, that's like him and Nick Kroll are good friends, and I'm like, whoa, Nick Kroll, it's like the League, and then I went into that because that show didn't have a script.
They all do Big Mouth too.
Yeah, they all do big, but that show in particular, I knew it didn't have a script. Like they had like an outline, and then they just improv'd the whole thing.
Yeah.
Every episode, every season was just kind of flying off the handle. So I was like, well, they could do it.
Okay, well let's try and like
Keep going.
lock in a little bit, and let's just do Sir Robin since we're already talking about it. So we got Michael Cera as a nominee, John Mulaney as a nominee. I also had Daniel Radcliffe as a nominee.
That's good.
I
like that.
could see him
I
playing
like
it
that.
so terrified
Yeah.
and like I don't know. I think he'd be really
I like
good in
that.
role. This is my. By the way, I feel like this is. I usually when I'm recasting, I usually have one or two that I'm like really happy about. This is the first time I've been like, I got some good ones on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
list.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel really.
I almost didn't want to do it at all. Just be like, nope, you can't do it.
I was there at first, and then I thought,
That's
well, wait a
fair.
minute, this could, like, there are castings that work. So I had Kevin Hart as Sir Robin. Which I think
Well,
would be
you know
awesome.
what? If we put The Rock as
Kevin Hart's gonna
See,
be in that
exactly,
too.
right? Exactly. Like it works. I also had Brett Goldstein. I think he'd be a great Sir Robin. And then I did have Jonah Hill.
God,
as Sir Robin.
you are pairing people up. So Brett Goldstein, you do that if we had Jason
Sudeikis as King Arthur.
as
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, wait, and just wait for it because when we get to the Bridgekeeper, I've got another one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, those are good nominees. Well, we got a lot for Sir Robin. My favorites so far are either Michael Cera, Radcliffe. I actually like Brett Goldstein a lot too.
He's so freaking funny.
Sarah?
So funny. I like Michael Cera.
Let's do Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We skipped over Sir Lancelot the Brave. So John Cleese. Oh, I should have said Eric Idle was 32, by the way. John Cleese was 36 at the time. I'll start again. I've got Evan Peters, who you might know him as like Quicksilver, or he's from other things too. But my favorite was Joseph Quinn, who he's in like the new. He's in Stranger Things. He's also in the new Fantastic Four movie. Plays Johnny Storm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I know who
All
that
right.
is, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Yes. I love that.
I tell you what,
love
he'd
Pete
go
Davidson.
really good with the lead group.
Exactly.
He'd
Yeah.
fall right in
Yeah,
there.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
John-
I mean,
Oh, you're
my,
good?
my favorite was again from the league, Jason Mantzoukas, because he's just crazy in that show.
Mm-hmm. He's great at everything.
I had Jordan Peele. I really liked him as Lancelot. There's that scene from Key and Peele where like he goes crazy in a prison. It's freaking hilarious. And then I also had Seth Rogen. I think he'd be good Lancelot / Tim the Enchanter.
Yeah. I like Pete Davidson or Jordan Peele. Those are my two. Man, let me just say, Jason Mantzoukas could play any role in this movie as far as I'm concerned.
good.
So I just want to I don't want to discredit him there. I like Seth Rogen. I like
cast
Jordan
as a
Peele
group.
and Davidson better. But if you said Jason Mantzoukas plays all these roles, I'm in.
Except for maybe
Arthur.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
Maybe he could.
I think he could still do it, but it'd be out of character. Okay, well, let's vote. Pete Davidson
Versus.
Jordan Peele.
Oh man.
I'll say Peele.
I'll say Davidson.
Mom's gonna pick Davidson. That's her pick.
That's my pick.
You're the.
I'm gonna say Peele because that was my pick.
I love it.
Producer Justin, we have to
We
get
need a
your opinion
tiebreaker.
here. You're the tiebreaker. So we're recasting Lancelot between Jordan Peele and Pete Davidson.
Jordan Peele.
Peele takes it.
The tie is broken.
All right.
Pete Davidson's still an awesome pick. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, none of these are wrong. Next, we've got Sir Galahad the Pure. Michael Palin was 32. John, you put these on here, so you start.
I had Nick Kroll as Galahad.
Nick Kroll. Okay.
Nice.
Good. Yeah.
And I had Bill Hader.
Both good.
So I misread my pick. I actually had Michael Cera as Sir Galahad. I think
Okay.
he'd be pretty good there. But the other one was Keegan Michael Key.
Speaking of guys who could probably play anything,
Totally.
he could play any of these.
He could do it. He could
We
do
got
it. He could
Jordan
have done
Peele in
anything.
there. We gotta throw
Exactly.
Keegan
You got to put
Michael-
Key
We're
in
gonna have
there.
to
Yeah,
put him
exactly.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I think we go. The only reason why I like Bill Hader is because I think that, again, it depends on how we're doing this, but Michael Palin also plays the leader of the Knights of Ni, and I think Bill Hader plays that the best of those
Good call.
three people.
Good call. Yep.
So
Good one.
I think we go with Keegan Michael Key, but if he's playing all the roles, it's Michael Cera or it's
Yeah.
Bill Hader.
Bill
Sorry.
Hader. I like it. Yep.
Yep.
Lastly, the Green Knight, Patsy, old band from Scene 24, the Bridge Keeper. Terry Gilliam was 35 at the time. John, what do you got?
So I had Paul Shearer but that was really more of the Patsy aspect, and that wasn't necessarily the bridge keeper, so to speak.
Well, can I say Nick Kroll is the Bridge Keeper?
Yeah,
Because we keep putting Kroll in here. And I think he's got to come in at some point. He'd be a good Bridge Keeper.
would be a good.
I might have one that trumps him, but
Okay,
go on.
all right.
Go ahead.
I've got Jack Black. He's probably my favorite.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Nick Kroll. Jack Black's the leader in the clubhouse right now.
And then I also had Brendan Hunt just to round out the Ted Lasso crew. I think he'd be really good. And I think that was it for me. But Jack Black's probably my favorite.
I like Jack Black.
I was gonna say, Leah, can you beat that?
I think it's good.
Okay. All right. You have it. To stream or not to stream? Well, there already is a Monty Python show, so I don't know that we could turn this into a show. But I'm curious what the group thinks.
I basically said that.
Yeah, it's a movie.
There is a
That's
TV
it.
show. This will always be a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the TV show version of this was The Flying Circus, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it needs to be.
Nerd facts.
Tomorrow is another day.
Tomorrow is another day.
Shoot, man, I'm even looking right at it, and I forget this is your favorite category. Tomorrow's another day. Another day.
So it was hard, and then inspiration hit.
I put
Same. Totally
All
the
I
same.
wrote down is what I hope happens is they get out of jail and they finish the movie. They finish the quest. I just want to see the quest. I want to see them in the French castle, and I want to see them try and get the Holy Grail. That would be me. So, Leah, you want to go next?
Sure. I have the Holy Grail beacon shining in the sky. The police and everyone turn to look in awe, and everybody else runs away yelling, "Run away! Run away!"
So the police get
I like
distracted
that.
by the
Police
Holy
get
Grail.
distracted by the Grail. I like
Yes.
that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Run
I
away.
like that. That's a good ending.
That is a good ending. It's a better ending.
There is an ending. Andrew,
John.
you go next. We're going to let John wrap up.
Oh, okay. So actually, I'm going to go back to.
I can see he's got a couple
just really
paragraphs, so-
quickly.
No,
Another Spider-Man again. I don't think if you recast, I don't think you redo the film. I think they do an entirely different film, same premise, same setup, like different skits and that kind of thing.
Skits, different
But
gags,
completely different
everything.
skits, different gags,
Knights
all
of
of that
P,
kind of
no
stuff. No,
Black
I mean,
Knight, no nothing.
if they want to bring in like call outs to original Holy Grail, yes, but I think it's a totally different film. I think that's how it works.
Is it still medieval, or is it set like
yeah,
like
yeah,
Robert
yeah.
Langdon?
No, I think
current time?
I think well, so this is like if we recast.
So it's not a remake. It's like a reboot.
It's a total reboot. However, my answer to Tomorrow is Another Day is Da Vinci Code.
That's the sequel.
That's the sequel.
Slightly different genre,
Yeah, but still.
but hear
And
me
it
out.
explains why, like.
What if we take Da Vinci Code and we make it into a Monty Python style movie?
That could also
That's
work.
a whole nother-
That could also work. I think you also cast Tom Hanks in that.
He could do it.
Totally.
He used to be a comedian.
He was a comedian.
He was in Bosom
He was
Buddies.
originally a comedian.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a comedy actor.
The Burbs.
Yes, absolutely. Joe versus the
Joe
volcano.
versus the volcano. Yeah.
Let me end on a different one than that one. What's another?
Big.
I already said
You
big.
said big.
Also big.
What's another movie he's in that's comedic?
Splash?
Splash.
Splash. Thank you. That's a good way to wrap it up.
Too. Yeah. Okay, so obviously, like Arthur and Bedivere, they get arrested and they get charged with the murder of the historian. But before the trial takes place, Lancelot returns and rescues them in his own particular idiom, finally fulfilling his destiny. They return to Castle Arg with the army, defeat the French, and retrieve the Grail. Or, all that happens, they return to the castle, confront the French, they get taunted a second time, and then they get a cow dropped on them.
I like it. It's good.
I like the first one.
Yeah, I think the first one's the
Because
best.
Lancelot just kind of disappears. Like, he's still alive because he crosses the bridge and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
he's gone.
He just disappears.
So he's still around.
Yeah.
It's so weird the way that movie ends.
And it is very
Wait,
weird.
you know the
It's
thing,
almost
what-
like they
what-
ran
what
out of money.
threw me- honestly, that was what I thought. Like, oh, this is where they ran out of money.
Yeah.
Okay, they had to end it because they were down to their last dollar, and that's how we do that.
And they say it tongue in cheek in the credits, but that's actually what happened.
But that's actually what happened. Yeah, I think.
yeah.
They were never going to have like enough money for that final battle scene of all those extras and
Right.
attacking the castle.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, they had all the extras for 20 seconds.
For
So everybody got paid $20 or
right. It
quit.
was like 20 minutes because there was get on with it, and then
Right.
there was the charge, and that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're on a nerd fact. So the opening credits were meant to spoof Ingmar Bergman's films, and apparently the group did run out of money for an opening title sequence and could only afford simple white text title cards over black backgrounds. Wanting to take advantage of the space without having to pay any money, Palin suggested adding the joke of increasingly absurd fake Swedish subtitles about a moose over stoic music as a way to send up the snooty foreign films they loved.
Love it.
That's funny.
And again, this is all internet research. Who knows how much of it's true, but I hope that's true.
The film technically takes place in 932 AD, but features modern characters and Anachronistically.
Easy for you to say.
Easier for me to say, apparently. Intruding on the hilarity. In the group's original story idea, there was going to be more distinct setting with Arthur searching for the Holy Grail in both medieval and modern London, and in the end, he and the Knights of the Round Table will have to find the Holy Grail counter at Herod's department store.
I would have been okay with that.
That would have been great.
I'd been okay with that.
Maybe the police arrest them. They escape from the police car, and they go to Herod's.
Well, no, or they shoplift from Herod's. They shoplift the Grail from Herod's and get arrested for that.
Awesome. Still, at least we're seeing the Grail. It's within reach.
Right.
The running joke of the knights riding around on invisible horses with the sound of horses' hooves clopping together with their squires clapping coconuts together came from the fact that the group didn't have enough money in the budget to afford actual horses. The group came up with the coconut idea from an old BBC radio practice of using coconut halves as the sound effects for horses.
I want you guys to remember that because I'm going to ask a question later on is what is the best reoccurring gag? And that's on the
question.
list. That's
I like
on the
it.
list.
That is definitely on the list.
Okay.
Shout out to Ben File, who he always wrote our homecoming sketches for like whatever we did for homecoming, and he worked.
Would he work in coconuts?
He worked in coconuts into like when like I can't remember what it was, but he worked in coconuts and the guy turns around, he pushes him, he's like, "Why do you always do that?"
That's awesome. I love that.
It's a great gag. It
It was a great gag. He paid homage.
All right. During pre-production, Gilliam and Jones had scouted and secured a series of authentic medieval shooting locations throughout Scotland. But 2 weeks before production began, the filmmakers found out that the National Trust, had banned the comedy troupe from shooting in any historical sites because, according to Gilliam, we wouldn't respect, quote unquote, the dignity of the fabric of the building, end quote, where the most horrible tortures disemboweling had gone on.
Well, and so as a result, they're forced to find a place to shoot the movie. And both Terrys secured 2 privately owned castles to shoot all of the castle interiors and most of the exteriors. Castle Arg is actually Castle Stalker, which is located in the west coast of Scotland. The rest of the castles are actually Doune Castle, which is pretty close
Probably
to... Dune, which is close to Glasgow.
Funny enough, just as the character Patsy says, it's only a model. It was a 12-foot high cutout of a castle, and Gilliam and Jones used forced perspective as a quick cheat during wide-angle shots to make it look like an actual location. Gotta love it.
The insert shots of the book of the film were shot on Gilliam's living room floor. The fingers turning the pages belonged to Gilliam's wife, Maggie Weston, a makeup artist who worked on Flying Circus and who would go on to work on some of her husband's films like Brazil and The Adventures of the Baron Munchausen, which she earned an Oscar nomination in 1990.
That's cool.
Nice.
What a fun credit. Like, my
Right?
fingers
That's
are
awesome.
in the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Hand model by... Cleese was inspired to write the Black Knight scene from an elementary school story he remembered about 2 Roman wrestlers. During an extremely intense and scrappy match, one wrestler finally tapped out, only to discover that his opponent had died during the struggle, meaning that he'd posthumously won the match. The moral of the story was that if you don't give up, you couldn't possibly lose, which was an idea Cleese hated, so he lampooned the quasi-sadistic tale in the movie with supposedly noble knights.
Yeah, never actually lose. Cleese also had the idea for taunting French soldiers after something he read in a history book about medieval troops whose sole purpose was to taunt opposing enemies before battle. He combined that with the Roman practice of catapulting dead or rotting animals into castles to draw enemies out, as well as the practice of dropping feces on enemies who attempted to storm castles. Messed up stuff. You gotta do what you gotta do, though.
Terry Gilliam dies more than any other actor in this movie, with a grand total of 4 deaths. As the Green Knight with a sword through the face, as Sir Bors, decapitated by the killer rabbit, as the animator who suffers a heart attack, and as the bridge keeper at the Gorge of Eternal Peril, flying into space. John Cleese and Terry Jones, by contrast, have no death scenes in the movie at all.
To get extras for the wedding scene between Prince Herbert and the bride, the producers simply asked tourists visiting the Doon Castle, Dune Castle, if they'd like to appear in a movie. Anybody who agreed was given basic medieval clothes and told to join the insanity.
That would be fun.
I'd do it.
What a cool opportunity.
As an aside,
I would so do it.
there are 2 films filming in St. Louis sometime, I think, later on this year, and they are doing casting calls for extras.
For extras?
Yeah.
Nice.
What movies are they?
I can't tell you. I don't know. Not that I can't tell you, I just don't know. I can tell you, but I'd have to kill
Can't
you.
or you won't?
I do not know.
He's not going to tell you because he wants to get picked. He doesn't want you to sign up.
You have to give headshots. I went through the whole process, and it was like, upload a photo. Like, oh my God.
But they got to know what you
I
look
gotta
like.
know what you look like, I guess. For an extra, though, who cares? Anyway, Arthur's army at the end of the film was made up entirely of 175 students, shot from various angles to make it seem like as if there were double that number from Scotland's University of Stirling. According to a casting call sent to the school by the production team, each student was paid £2 and got free transportation, food, and an abundance of crazy antics for a single day's work. £2 in 1975 is like £5 today.
Yeah, so I think. Right, double that.
You get a $5. Here you go.
There you go.
Someone actually called in a bomb threat to the theater playing Monty Python the Holy Grail during its premiere at Cannes, which forced festival workers to evacuate the theater just after the opening credits. People were expecting hijinks, and some audience members even reportedly thought the evacuation was part of the movie.
I could totally have seen that.
Yeah, right.
I would have been one of them.
The film's initial budget of approximately £200,000 was raised by convincing 10 separate investors to pitch in £20,000 each. 3 of those investors were rock bands Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and Genesis, who were persuaded to help Monty Python Group after Tony Stratton Smith, head of Charisma Records, the label that had released Monty Python's earlier comedy albums, asked them to contribute. Funds earned from Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon went towards funding this movie. The band were such fans of the show, they would halt recording sessions just to watch Monty Python's Flying Circus.
I love that. I love that so much.
I think we talked about that when we did our Dark Side of the Moon episode.
Oh,
I think
really?
We mentioned that.
Nice.
We mentioned that fact that it helped fund this movie.
That's my favorite fact of the
Absolutely.
whole thing.
According to the Pythons, the one question that was asked most on the promo tour for Monty Python and the Holy Grail was what their next movie would be. When asked the question while screening Holy Grail in Paris, Eric Idle jokingly answered by saying, "Jesus Christ, lust for glory." The other Pythons ended up actually liking the idea, and they eventually made their next movie in 1979 called Monty Python's Life of Brian, which was about a man named Brian who is mistaken for the Messiah because he was born on the same day in the manger next door to Jesus.
Always look on.
The bright side of life.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, inner nerd thoughts. Did we learn anything? I got a couple, and I already asked this question. So, best recurring joke. The coconuts, for me. That's one of the nominees. I've also got just the knee that comes back a couple times. The animation, just random cuts to ridiculous animation, and then the crew getting fired or dying, and that just kind of happens sporadically throughout the course of the film.
I would say the swallows.
The swallow.
Oh, swallows!
Swallow's
yeah.
really good.
The swallows.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that until this time. This time I watched it. Like the swallow scene at the beginning tying right into the swallow scene at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently I'm dense.
How do you know so much about swallows? You gotta know these things when you're a king. I would say the swallows.
Swallows is good. I'm not dead yet. Like throughout is also pretty good.
I like the coconuts.
Coconuts.
The coconuts
Yeah.
are classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it also harkens back to, I was born on a cattle ranch, raised on a cattle ranch. We had horses, and the whole hilarity of the clopping of the coconuts, I just thought was fabulous.
And then
So-
doing it faster to
Yes,
signify them
yes.
slowing
Slowing
down.
down.
It's
Right,
like, that's
right.
ridiculous. And pausing when they're jumping, like whatever.
yeah.
So I'm going to
Just
side
ridiculous.
quest just for a second. But how growing up on a ranch in the middle of Nebraska is this your brand of humor? Like how does that happen?
Knowing who our grandfather
knowing grandma and grandpa.
and grandmother were.
Well, it's really there is really an easy answer. Remember, I went to the University of Nebraska in the 60s.
Yeah.
And the 60s was a wild and crazy time. And I came home after that first semester, not being the full-blown Republican, but being the left-wing, crazy Democrat. The
You were a
only
leftist.
Democrat in the whole precinct, the whole voting district in Nebraska. So it was just blame it on going to a university.
Just going to school.
Yeah, just don't let your daughter go to university. Bad things happen.
Let's just make sure everyone knows that's sarcasm, because sadly that
was
needs to be
sarcasm.
said right now.
Said by the woman who was told she couldn't, and then said, "F you, I'm going anyway."
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah.
There's a book. Read the book. There's two. You should read the two books. Talking about mom's
Yeah.
background.
Not books about Monty Python. Mom wrote two books.
I understand. I was wanting would say
Yeah.
the titles.
Yeah, Nebraska Roots
Nebraska
Yeah.
Roots and
and Remembering Nebraska.
remembering.
Those two.
Fantastic.
Number 3 is on the way.
no way, really?
Is it really?
I didn't think you were going to do a 3.
Yeah, I didn't think I would either, but yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
can't help it.
Sweet.
That's
I'll turn
amazing.
up at number 3 maybe if I'm lucky.
Oh, will you?
Might.
Might. We'll see.
I don't know how we get back to Monty Python. After
I don't
talking
know.
about
I
one of our
had to ask.
guests.
Like I thought about that this morning. Like how do you end up loving Monty Python with? Yeah,
College.
good answer. School, college.
College.
I feel like that's the same answer for a lot
I
of
mean,
people.
that's how we talk about a lot of the movies that we talked about, especially like the 1990, the 95s and the 2000s. Like
college.
When did you see it? In the
College.
fraternity house. When's the first time you saw
Yeah.
it? In the fraternity house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
college definitely shapes you.
For sure.
Yeah, that's true. Well, final thoughts, current legacy. I think for me, it's first of all, this is the beginning of a lot of careers. And if you look at the filmography of all the people in Monty Python, just what they've done since then, not to mention like the impact that this movie, this troupe has had on comedy and on TV and film and theater or whatever, but just things they've specifically done. How many things they've written or they've directed or they've acted in or they've influenced, whatever. It's pretty sprawling. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Major parody influences. We already mentioned Mike Myers and Mel Brooks, but also like the Wayans. And I mean, it's just so many. Anyone who's done type of any parody,
Parody, sketch, comedy.
right there, right?
Living.
It all kind of starts in
In
the
living
60s
color.
and 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have any other thoughts. You guys?
Go see it.
If you
Go
haven't
see
seen it,
it. Yeah,
oh, how did you?
definitely
So
go
how
see
did you
it.
guys watch it? We didn't talk about how we watched it this time.
Prime.
Same.
I did
Fine.
too, but I have the DVD and I pulled it
Okay.
out. And
Okay.
sadly, because it's an older DVD, there weren't any bonus features. There was like widescreen and regular screen.
Okay,
Like,
there
and
you
that was like
I'll
the
have to-
one where you could like flip it over. One was widescreen, one was full screen.
Oh,
I know there are
nice.
extended versions, Lambert, but I don't have that one.
I'll have to check mine. But I did notice on the rewatch, and the narrator voice sounded different to me. It didn't sound like the normal, like the voice that
Really?
I remember during the rewatch. It just sounded different to me. And maybe that's because it had been a while. I think the last time I saw this was like 3 years ago. Because I was Siona was a baby and I was up, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna watch this. But it sounded like a different person, or the same person, but just they re-recorded it, so it wasn't the same as the original.
Interesting.
So
I didn't notice that, but
I'll have
it's been ages since
I'll
I
have to
watched
find
it.
my DVD and see and do a compare and contrast.
Did you watch it on Prime as well?
I did. I downloaded it and watched it on the flight back.
Is that how you watched it too, Leah?
I watched it with John
on Prime?
on Prime.
Yeah.
But I went to the 50th anniversary showing in the theater.
Yeah, she saw it
with,
I'm
with
supposed to
Matt.
ask you
with
which
Matt
of
and
our
Nathan.
brothers or which of us brothers is your favorite, given that neither of the two of us took you to the live showing of
Well,
the
that was
Holy
Matt-
Grail.
It was Matt's responsibility. because he lives
it was
there.
Matt's job. So Matt and Nathan took me to the movie.
Yeah, we saw it at the theater when it got re-released,
Yeah.
which is the first
It
time you
was
ever saw it.
great.
In
yes,
the theater.
In the
that is
theater?
the first
only,
time.
First and only.
Yes,
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
I had never seen it in a theater before.
That's super cool.
That's cool.
I love that.
That's amazing. much Lambert's like to take people to anniversaries. Like you guys are taking me to the Star Wars anniversary
hell
next
yeah.
year. Right?
2027.
Or 2027.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, we're
So,
going.
Heck yeah.
don't leave me out this
Adam's
time. You
going.
left me out of Phantom Menace, and I'm still mad about it.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know how that happened.
For some reason, I even thought you were there. Like we talked about it, and I was like, you weren't there.
I'm always there in
I'll be
spirit,
damned.
but
yeah,
like a
But yeah.
force ghost.
And Adam he's already signed up to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Nerd Outreach, thank yous. Leah, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been great fun.
Did you have fun?
Yes, I loved it. Anytime I can talk about my favorite movie, I'm in heaven. Thank you.
Good. And you got to get out of the house, leave the husband. He's not here.
Yes, he gets to do his own thing with
Yeah.
the babies.
Yeah, he's hanging out with the grandkids.
Awesome. Andrew,
Yeah.
you're like our third host at this point, but
Wow,
thank you
I
for being
really
here.
thank you guys for having me. I feel like it's been a while, so it's nice to hang out with you guys for a couple hours. So thank you, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. John, thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
Producer Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
Obviously you can check us out on all the socials, anywhere you can find podcasts. That's where we are, and also on our YouTube channel. Our next episode preview. We don't have our next episode planned, but I do want to say an episode we do have planned, sticking with the parents themed. We are going to bring on my dad to talk about the Replacements on his birthday on November 9th. So,
Don't throw it to Stonehenge.
so we're going to keep rolling with that theme. So we'll see if he can even stand up to today's episode, Leah. So thanks for coming
wait
correct.
to hear what he has as tomorrow's another
I'll
day.
tell you what, tomorrow's another day. You think he's got?
I can't wait.
He's already got the script written. If you want him to
Does.
tell us the
Hilarious.
script.
Too. Yes, he does.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks to all of our guests and our hosts, and also our executive producer extraordinaire. See you next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Unless it's like, if we know spaghetti for dinner, then Beth's gonna be after dinner. Yeah. Not before. Yeah.
Because it gets violent, huh?
No, it just gets like
messy.
we take their clothes off when they eat spaghetti.
That's
It's
amazing.
like he's sitting there in a diaper and she's sitting there in shorts because we know it's gonna get messy.
it
We're gonna
gets
throw them in the
everywhere.
tub
That's amazing.
because it's all over their face and all over their body.
all do that.
I mean,
It's socially acceptable.
socially acceptable to just.
What are you doing? Just about to eat spaghetti.
You know what? That would be cool.
I'm about to eat.
like,
I'm about to eat some ribs. Be like, just take off your shirt. What are you doing? I'm gonna eat some ribs.
Yeah. I'm eating dinner. Okay. I've never called you anything but Mrs. Lambert.
Call me Leah.
You want me to call you Leah?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Mrs.
Can we start
Lambert
with
sounds-
that?
I'm gonna start with Mrs.
Are you
Lambert for sure.
recording yet?
We are recording.
Yes.
I think we just got a cutscene, or we could do the spaghetti as the cutscene.
Or the spaghetti. The spaghetti was good too.
Yes,
But that really has nothing to do with the
That's
episode.
a better.
Is that even better?
cutscene.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
Did that work?
That was really good. You are very good at playing a pompous French person.
It comes naturally. What can I say?